manufacturing device, machines, etc. Generally, an asset is a tangible item that is located on the company premises or is carried by an employee. Basic at initial stage from creation of an item, how we are going to convert into an asset, and from there depreciation. So as we go, item list, we'll add one item. Now I need to write an item code and define. So let's take example of woodcutter machine. We'll fill item name, item group. It belongs to an asset. HSN code. So basically HSN code you can get over a Google. For every product there will be a separate HSN code. For this machine 8456. Yeah, this is the category. Once we have filled these details, there we can see an option to check mark is a fixed asset. Once we click on this, we get a field of auto create asset on purchase and asset category. So auto create asset on a purchase, we will be looking this later in our webinar. But first we'll go with is fixed asset. Asset category. So asset category where basically you define the similar kind of a asset at a one place, whether it's a vehicle. So in one place you can define it, machine. So all the machine types you can define in one particular group. And this is a master. This you can create even before creation of an item or at this particular point also. Just simply click on create a new asset category. There will be a field like asset category name and finance book. These details need to be filled. Once you fill the details, save. So we have already created few. So as this is the woodcutter machine, we'll be going with the machine one. As I save, now we'll move to the next part, asset list. Once we open the asset list, add asset. Over here, in item code, we will be writing woodcutter machine. The details, as we can see, item name, and asset category has been automatically fetched. Asset owner, it means to whom this asset belongs to, whether it can be company, supplier, customer. So we'll go with company. Once we click on company, we can find asset owner company. You can define anything. We go with IndicTrans. Location. Location is also a kind of a list where you can create a multiple location based on your feasibility. For that, just click on create a new location, mention the location and save. So we have created few. I'll go with factory one. Is existing asset. Is composite asset. Let's see the next part where we are going to consider what would be happening if we are going to check mark with is existing asset and if we are not check marking this option. So in the first case, when we were making item, this auto create asset on purchase field was there. This scenario, once we are not tick marking this option, we need to fill this detail purchase receipt, purchase invoice. Basically, it means particular asset you are purchasing one after you have implemented the ERP next into your organization, and then you are purchasing that particular asset. If not, then you can go with is existing asset and is composite asset, which I'll be knowing you later in this session. So as of now, we'll go with is existing asset. Once we enter the detail, we need to enter purchase date, purchase amount. So let's fill with purchase date. I have purchased this item around 2023 in June. Let's take on 4th of June we have purchased, and the product was available for our use from June 5th. Our gross purchase amount was 1 lakh rupees. Once we enter these details, now we can see the option for depreciation. Depreciation is a state the value of an asset is reduced over its useful life. Once I click on calculate depreciation, I will be getting opening accumulated depreciation and opening number of book depreciation. So to understand this, let's take an example. Suppose we have purchased a vehicle of 10 lakh rupees and the vehicle life was 5 years. Over the 5 years, the depreciation will be happening for a particular thing. So 5 lakh divided by 5 years divided by 10 lakh, it will be around 2 lakh per year. So already my product has been depreciated for 2 years, and I need to mention that. So earlier, if I am using any other ERP or manually I am tracking, then these calculations I will be having. Once I will be creating an depreciation, there I can mention opening accumulated depreciation. So the amount which is 4 lakh over here, we can mention that thing in this field. And number of book depreciation, it means the product is depreciated for the 2 years. So that year is going to come in this particular field. The item is fully depreciated, it means it is in a condition of disposable or in a retired state. At that particular time, we can go with is fully depreciated. Now, we'll consider a complete new depreciation over here and we'll be going with straight line method. So straight line is basically the depreciation method where the product is getting depreciated over its useful life in the equal manner of the value. So total number of depreciation, I want the depreciation should be 5, and frequency of the depreciation, that would be around in months. So in every 1 year, this product should be getting depreciated over next 5 years. And depreciation posting date. Once this depreciation posting date will be working from purchase date. So we have purchased the particular product on 4th of June 2023. Our depreciation would be 2024 June 4th, as we have entered the details. Now, when it comes to an insurance detail, so let's take an example. If we have purchased a particular vehicle and with that we get a insurance detail, policy number, which company is the insuring partner, whether it's a comprehensive insurance, and insurance start date and end date, those values. So I'll be giving you like a use case of this later on. And if this is particularly a machine, it will be requiring a maintenance over a time period. So we need to tick mark with the option maintenance required. Once we fill these details, we can say over here we can see custodian and departments. We can evenly mention to whom this particular asset belongs to and which department. So it can be any kind of a department, accounting, sales, management, so whosoever be handling the product. As I say, our asset depreciation schedule has been created. So this is the basically our depreciation, which is going to schedule 20,000 up till the 1 lakh rupees is been consumed for the next 5 years. As we have mentioned over here, our depreciation should be total 5 and in every 1 year. So in every 1 year, total 5 times the depreciation is being calculated in a straight line method. There are various other methods which we will be talking. So once we are satisfied with the depreciation, we'll submit this. Now, once we have submitted this, there are a couple of things which we can do. Once we click on manage, there will be a category of transfer of an asset, or directly over here asset movement we can track down. So transfer of an asset from one location, we need to transfer this particular asset to the other location. In this scenario, as of now, our current location is factory 1. I want to change this location to some other. I'll click transfer of an asset. Over here, I'll be selecting the purpose. In purpose, transfer. Source location currently factory 1 is there. A target location, I want to move this to as Pune location. I'll be checking this Pune. Save, submit. As once I submitted this, we'll go to our screen back. Just refresh. Now this was our depreciation straight line. So the graph would be in a straight line form. And previously the location was factory 1. Now the location has been updated to Pune. Let's go with other task. Now here, maintain asset. As I have mentioned, a woodcutter machine, definitely any machine would be requiring some maintenance. For that, we'll go to a maintenance part, maintain asset. Over here, maintenance team we need to define. If it is not been initially set up, you can click on create a new asset maintenance team. Just enter the team name, maintenance manager, and other details fill and save. So I've already created one as a name Sumit, and in task I've assigned woodcutter machine. So first task would be cleaning the blade. Periodicity can be daily, weekly, monthly. So let's assign as daily. And to whom I want to assign, any user belonging to the specific criteria, I can assign. So let's assign to Atul. As we have entered the detail, so its periodicity is based on daily basis. The next scheduled date we can see over here is 2609. As I save this, now over here the planned state came. Under the planned section, our cleaning the blade task is being planned. As I click on this, now I can change the status if it is been completed. So when the task has been completed, assigned for tomorrow only it's completed, change the maintenance status as completed. What particular action has been performed? So blade cleaning we can mention. Once the detail are filled, just save and submit. Okay. As we submitted, we can see the status has been updated to completed. Let's go back.
Hello.
Yeah.
We request everyone to ask put the questions in the Q chat box because the session is recorded and we'll take it in the Q&A session. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Yes. Go ahead, Sumit.
Yeah. So now here two things we can overview. One is completed task and one was the planned task. This part is over. Let's move on to our next part. So now repair of an asset. So particularly any machine get a failure or it's stopped working, in that condition we will be going with repair asset. As I click on repair asset, when is the failure occurrence date? Let's mark as 24. After mentioning, depends on your purchase invoice, how much cost was required to repair this particular thing. You can fetch the item cost directly. So in my case, I am having few of the purchase invoice ready. We can track with them. So repair cost taken 2000. What was the error? We can mention wire damage, action performed, wire has been changed. and just save. Yeah. Once after submitting that, there will be an option repair status. If it is in a pending state, let it be pending, completed, and cancelled. So this has been completed. And submit the task. So we can see our work has been completed. Let's move on to another example. After repair asset, split asset. Split asset basically means dividing an asset into more than a one form. Let's take an example and understand. Suppose if any organization, there is a single person involved and handling a two laptops, and another employee joined and he also required now a laptop. So the first person who was handling the laptop, he was having a two. We have given divided the laptop. One laptop belongs to employee one and another goes to employee two. So basically it means dividing of an asset. Adjust asset value. Adjust asset value defines if particular thing, asset, is in a good condition. Or suppose let's take another example where we went with some maintenance cost or a repair status. In that condition, our asset value has been decreased to some amount, and I need to update that as a new asset value. So current state asset value was 1 lakh. Now I want to change as 90,000. As I save this, yeah, we can see the difference amount is automatically fetched over here. That the difference amount is 10,000. Let's submit this. Once I have done these changes, it will impact on our depreciation. Let's see how. Earlier, at the creation of an item, we have given our asset value